Oh, right. A question. So what we're looking at this evening is chapter 5, continued, of the Bodhicharya. So last time we looked at part 1, and this time we're looking at part 2. A question to think of as we start, is to consider, what are your thoughts? What kind of thoughts are you having when you sit down to meditate? Or even better, when you wake up in the morning, what are the thoughts that go through your mind when you're waking up in the morning? And where I'm getting at with this is that earlier peoples, tribal peoples, indigenous peoples, well before the modern period, saw a wonderful world. They woke up and they saw with eyes of wonder. They didn't have all of the information and the knowledge that we have today, but they had something that I think modern society is largely lacking in, and that is a sense of wonder about life. When they woke up in the morning, there's a gatha that I sometimes recite from Thich Nhat Hanh. It goes, when waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live deeply in each moment and look at all beings with the eyes of compassion. It's a great way to start the day, but we can also start the day just sitting down and looking out upon the world and consider the wonder with which the Buddha, or any sage really, saw the world. The wonder, when he looked out there, he saw an amazing world. What does it mean to talk about the Dharma as wondrous? We give lip service to the idea of interconnectedness. We say the word, and oh yeah, I know what you mean. And it's just an intellectual thing. But for primal peoples, this interconnectedness was a very profound way of looking at the world. To look with a sense of wonder, to look with eyes of wonder around us. To see the light from the sun in the morning as it first rises. People didn't know that the earth was rotating. They thought the sun was coming up. And even today we talk about the sun coming, the sun rises. But what's happening? The earth is turning, and we can return to that sense of wonder. And I bring this up because this particular chapter we're reading about, this section of it, part 2 of chapter 5, is about guarding that wonder. Wonder, we could use the term bodhicitta, the desire for enlightenment. Right? What could enlightenment be other than this sense of deep wonder about the world that we live in? And it's not just the desire to save all beings, but also to live in a sense of awe about the world. And the first verse, these verses that are within this section of chapter 5 are about what we call the three pure precepts. Do nothing that is evil, do everything that is good, and purify the mind, or save all sentient beings. That's what these sections are about. So the first set are about doing nothing that is evil, or doing nothing bad, doing nothing wrong. It's a pretty hard one to kind of commit ourselves to, but if we can get behind the reason why, when we are caught up in anger and we're about to vocalize that to somebody or act it out, what's going on from this point of view, from this worldview of ancient India, we are destroying that wonder. We're destroying the wonder of life. So here's the admonition. When the urge arises, this is from 5.48, when the urge arises in the mind to feelings of desire or wrathful hate. Do not act. Be silent, do not speak, and like a log of wood, be sure to stay. Like a log of wood, be sure. And that metaphor of the log repeats itself throughout the rest of this section. To be like a log, when you have lost your way, when you are in the throes of anger, that's the time to be like a log. Don't speak, just be still. And it reminds me of this verse from the book of Psalms. Be still and know that I am God. In our stillness, we can experience the full presence of God. Or maybe not the full presence. We cannot comprehend that presence completely. Right? Complete mystery. So it's bringing us back around to the sense of mystery, to be still when we're not clear, when we're confused, when we're angry, when we're hateful. Come back to that still. Be still and know. And experience that wonder of life. So that's what I'm going to say this particular section is about. So when we hear admonitions about doing anything bad or things like that, the purpose is not because somebody out there is going to judge us, but because we'll lose our wonder. We have a way of seeing the world that is mysterious and wonderful. And that gets obscured. It gets obscured when we are in a wrathful state. So it's a kind of a selfish thing. You want to see wonder or not? See wonder. You definitely want to see wonder. I like that light, that first light from the morning. And that's why we said early morning meditation. We get to see the light from the sun. Thank you.